Hi, everybody. It's Cindy, the Scrapologist, and I thought I would just get on and give you can't hear the construction that's going on right outside my window. I hope I'm the only one that can hear it. It's really loud. They're shaking my whole studio. It's been going on for weeks now. It's driving me crazy, but it's unpredictable. I never know when they're going to start. So I figured, well, I'm going to do a video anyway. So hopefully it doesn't bother you too much. And also, sometimes my microphone doesn't work on, but it gets kind of crackly. So you'll have to let me know, please, if the sound is really bad on your end. So I've been getting a lot of requests from people to explain how I organize my junk journal supplies. If you're watching any of my Use Your Scraps videos, there's a whole series there on Use Your Scraps. I tell you how I organize after I make a mini album. It's really easy to organize scrapbook paper and cardstock. But with junk journal supplies, there's such a variety that it really has taken me a while to figure out how to organize, and I still am looking for tips. So, if you guys have any tips on how you organize, I would love to start a conversation below because I would love to see how you all organize your supplies too. But I've been getting a lot of requests for how I do it. So, and I just happen to have this whole box here of stuff that I need to organize. So, I thought I would get to it and give you some ideas. So, okay, this is crooked. It's driving me crazy. I'm so bad that way. Oh no, it's the camera that's crooked. Let's fix that. Okay. So when I'm making a junk journal, I'm usually making more than one at once because I usually, for some reason, I get multiple orders at one time and then nothing for a few days and then a whole bunch at one time. I don't know why that works that way, but it does. And so when I'm making the junk journal, I just have this box beside me and I throw in all of my scraps into the box. So then yesterday, I was really kind of tired, and I've been saying that a lot lately because I've been sick for 3 weeks and I haven't been able to do any major brain projects. So I just wanted to sit here yesterday and go through my box and organize these. So it's kind of one of those mindless watch a movie while you're doing this sort of things. So what I do is I pull the items out one at a time and I separate everything into piles. So the first pile that I have, and you can't see my whole desk, but you can kind of see some of it. The first pile I have are all of my larger, let me get these organized here, all of my larger scraps of paper. Excuse me. Scrapbook paper. I have a piece of a file folder in here, just a variety of things, but these are large and they're going to go over here. Then I make another pile over here and it's all of my little skinny strips. And if you watch my Use Your Scraps videos, you see that there are a lot of things you can do with these little skinny strips. So I keep these. I don't keep itty bitty pieces unless I'm going to sit and if I really, really super like the paper, then I'll use them for strips along the top of tags. I'll decorate tags with them. So this pile is over here. And then I have some pieces that are more or less squares and rectangles, or they were misshapen. They might have had a thing hanging off. So I've got my trimmer here, and I just trimmed these into a usable shape, just either a square or a rectangle. And I'll probably put them with these because these are more or less rectangles and squares. And what I normally do with these is I just go over to my sewing, maybe not this one, that will go in the little skinny pile. But like this one, I'll go over to my sewing machine. I'll take this pile over and I'll sew on it. I'll sew on a bunch of these and then I'll have some of these ready for tags or things to stick in pockets. Excuse me. Then I have another pile of anything that has a word on it. It's driving me crazy because when I look at my screen, everything's upside down and backwards. So these words are all upside down for me. I hope they're not for you, are they? It's driving me nuts. I'll try not to look up at the screen. So, words, sentiments, anything that I can use. Now, I've shown this before. I have my little seashell here. That's a really nice memory from a trip my husband and I went on. And if I have little words like this, I put them in my little seashell, and um, I have a couple of shelves up there in front of me. I have a standing workstation too, which is really nice. One of these days, I'll get my camera off of up there and walk around my whole craft room. But also any little sentiments that I find from any of the books that I that I end up cutting apart. I like to just sit on a rainy day or a day when I want to do something brainless and cut out little sentiments. This says, "A golden luster slept upon the hills." So I I keep all of my words handy so when I'm making something I can just grab this off my shelf and I've got these, but these not so much because these are more um I would use these differently than I would use these. These are more, I don't know. I don't know what the word looking for is, but um, they're not really sayings that I would use a lot. These are more sayings and things from poetry and things like that. So there we go with that. I also have a separate pile over here to the side of things that are can be fussy cut. So I'm sure at some point I will fussy cut this flower out of here. I might even do it before I put it away. And then these little stamps, or I might leave it like this. Um, that goes in another pile. And then in yet another pile, this is just while I'm organizing here, while I'm cutting from this box. I put everything in piles. I have things that I can use for collaging and layering. So here's some little strips that I ended up cutting off. And here's something, and I'll probably excuse me, these are more of a thin paper as opposed to scrapbook paper, and I will probably collage with these so they go into another pile. Then, what else? I have, if I get anything that's an already made page that I decided not to use for some reason, I keep them and I just have a file folder that I've cut down. I have a whole bunch of these and they're stuffed full with pages that are ready to just be taken out and stuck into a junk journal. And then they're all sitting upright like this in a plastic bin on my, I have a huge craft table um, to one side of me on the other end of the room that has all of my stuff laid out on it. And so I have a plastic bin with a whole bunch of these little file folders, and they're just sitting upright with stuff that's ready to be pulled out. So I do that, and then just some miscellaneous things that I made that I never use that I'll probably cut into tags. Uh-oh, my dog's barking at the construction. Shh, come here, Lily, come, come, come here. Sorry, guys. Shh, no barking. Hey, my dog does not listen to me whatsoever. Hey, I found an obedience school near me and she's going to school soon. She doesn't know it, but we adopted her and she was already 2 by the time we got her, and she's got a lot of bad habits. She does not listen. She acts like a little spoiled teenager, and that's going to be changing soon. We're taking her to obedience school. What else do I organize? So, I have another plastic bin. I have a lot of these can I turn it sideways without I have a lot of these plastic bins. In this one, I have all of my different paper napkins and some tissue paper, as well as some sewing patterns and some, um, this is a bagel bag, but it's waxed. It's really cool. It's almost like glassine paper. So different things like that I keep in a plastic bin. And then what I do with my books that I find is I spend a day after I after I find a bunch of treasures and I pull all of the books apart and I secure the spine with the Tyvek. And so on my bookshelf, I have a bookshelf over on that side. Where's my hand? Over on that side of the room, a huge floor to ceiling bookshelf. And one of the things on one of the shelves is all of my books that are ready to go. They're sitting and they look great. They're all sitting in my bookshelf. And then I just take the guts of the books and just now I'm really kooky this way, but I organize them by size because I like them to look nice. Feel free to make fun of me if you want. I know, I know. I'm just a very organized person. I work better that way. So I organize all of these by size like this. And then these go on my bookshelf as well. So anytime I'm going to do a project with any book pages, these are all in a stack and ready to go. And another idea for you, I believe I showed this in another video, but I found a whole bunch of really heavy duty trim. And so I just took a piece of chipboard and cut it down, wrapped my trim around it, and the end is affixed with one of these binder clips. So these are all organized and ready for me for when I want to use them. And then these go over into my sewing area. So I have a separate area on behind me where my sewing machine is and my ribbon, all of my ribbon is on spools. You can get those or wooden dowels. You can get those right at Walmart. I had somebody make me one that has like 10 right across in a row. And they're all, let me go get it. Hold on. This right here. Doesn't have 10, it has 5. I was totally exaggerating. But all my ribbon and trim is on this over in my sewing area. And I put these over there as well. And then in a drawer, um, I have a dresser next to my sewing machine, and I painted the front with chalkboard paint, and then I wrote on the front what's in every drawer, and it's mostly dedicated to fabric and things like this I would put in there. So anything fabric or sewing related goes into that dresser. And then I have a lot of big things like books of ledger paper, which are really hard to store. So I just put them over on my table and just stack them up in one corner. And things. So yeah, it's kind of hard to do this with a fixed camera. I know a lot of people use their phones. It could probably walk you around the room. Mine is over my desk, and it's I don't like to take it down and move it around because it's an actual camera, and it's difficult to get it back up there where it needs to belong, where it needs to go in just the right spot. So, yeah, so these are my different piles. Okay, and then I have a bunch of little things like this. Probably collage with this at some point. I'll just put that in the long pile. And then I have another plastic bin, and I just put all of this stuff in. And there's probably a better way to do it, but this works for me. I put it in order of size. So the big things go at the bottom. Sometimes I'll put a sheet of paper in between, but this can go here. The little skinny ones can go off to the side. And when I need something, I can just kind of flip through here. And that's how I do that. And then, like I said, I have another one of these with these file folders, and they're in another bin, kind of all sitting up like this. And I can go through, and sometimes I'll do it by theme, and I'll write here, oh, birds. Another one will say flowers. Another one will say love, marriage, whatever. And they're all in another plastic bin. So I think that's all I can really show you in terms of how I organize my supplies. If there was something specific that you all wanted to see, let me know. I did want to address all of the requests. So that's the best I can do right now, I think, in terms of that. But I want to show you a couple of other treasures. Or what? Wait, first let me show you a mistake that I made. Big, huge mistake. Okay. So you all know that I have been trying to work with, I've been really in love with heat bond, and I've been using that to, let me get one out. I've been using it to put material on my covers. For example, I did this cover, which I'm thinking of selling some of these covers already made, by the way. Most of them are either chipboard or real books. And let me know if that's something you're interested in. I have more than I'm ever going to be able to get to at this point. So thinking of doing that. But anyway, I've been experimenting with heat bond, and I want to make a journal out of leather. And you can get this really great leather in packs, like grab bag packs at Hobby Lobby. So I picked up this leather, and I was going to do my garden journal with this. You can see kind of that it says illustrated handbook, but it's backwards because first of all I forgot to print it reverse. But it didn't really work. It's just way too shiny, first of all. And this is all, well, let me show you what it's supposed to look like. Hold on. This is what it's supposed to look like. See how it's green? And this is what it looks like. So it didn't work, and I ruined a nice piece of leather because this is not coming off unless, oh wait, I guess, yeah, it could kind of come off. It's leaving a little bit of ink on there, but I might like that actually. I don't know, maybe I can salvage this piece of leather and make something cool with it. But I just wanted to let you know, in case you were curious, if you can use heat and bond on leather, you can, but it's only going to work if it's a black and white image and you don't mind the shiny glue on here. So that was kind of I consider that a failure, I guess, but that's okay. Sometimes you never know until you experiment, and sometimes beautiful things come out of experimentation. By the way, my next deluxe junk journal kit is going to be include my illustrated handbook for the farm and garden catalog, and I'll be telling more about that at a later date. But it's going to be a fantastic kit. I'm still putting it together and shopping at estate sales and things and looking for just the perfect items. So you'll be seeing more of this coming. And I wanted to show you too. I have been hearing so much about Edith Holden since I started junk journaling. I never knew about Edith Holden. So I decided to go on Amazon and buy an Edith Holden book. And now I see what all the rage is about. Not rage, the rave. Why everybody is raving about her. There we go. She is from she started a diary in 1906 and also was an artist. So observations on wildlife in her home, I think somewhere in England, I think. Yeah, I think so. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to use this. This particular book is copyrighted 1977, and it's a facsimile reproduction of a naturalist's diary for the year 1906. But it's just really beautiful. Look, look how beautiful. Little poems, and I love her handwriting. And looks like maybe these were done in watercolor. Thank you for the thumbs up, whoever just did that. I wish you'd say hi so I know who's there. So I could say hi to you. Dead leaves of an elm. And this one is because it was her diary. She has the months at the top. So let's see, we're in November now. I mean, look. So beautiful. I wish I could do something like this, but about the only thing I could do because I can't paint or draw is maybe I thought about doing something similar to this, but pressing flowers on one side, flowers and leaves on one side, and then having little diary notes on the other side. But that's Edith Holden. I see why everybody loves her for their junk journals. I really do. Oh, look at that. Little chickadees. They're my favorite. They're actually the main state bird. So, yeah, I got an Edith Holden, and I have one more book on the way too. And I just don't know if I'm going to be able to use these. They're just too pretty to, I don't know, they're just too pretty to pull apart. And then the other thing I wanted to show you, let me see. Sorry, I'm going to have to put my headphone down again. Hold on. Ta-da! You're saying, what the heck is that? um, I don't know if you watched one of my videos, dryer sheet, um, where I told you I went to an antique store and I walked into this room and floor to ceiling, the entire room was filled with lace. Apparently, it was a consignment shop. Somebody had gone to an old textile mill that was going out of business and bought up all of their lace. This is from the 1950s or 1940s ish. I tried to get more information from the shop owner, and he wasn't really quite sure when the guy got this, but he said it's been around a while. And so I am probably going to, boy, this is tangled up. I did have to wash it. It was so dirty. And actually, I threw away some pieces. I didn't realize they had been sitting way up on the on a top of, I mean, this place was a mess. It was just this stuff was just thrown in the whole room. And I picked some from the top and it had black mold on it. And when I pulled it down, it all went in my face and I got really nervous for like 2 weeks afterwards. I was waiting to die from some black mold terrible disease. You just don't know with, shopping these old things when sometimes the mold and the water stains are really cool for a junk journal, but sometimes it could be kinda dangerous. So, anyway, I had to really wash this. Let me see, it's so tangled. See if I can pull a piece off here. I'm gonna have to There was probably a better way to wash this than just throwing it all in. Probably should have put it in a pillowcase or something. Let's see if I can get a piece off. Okay, so let me get my scissors. I'm just going to have to cut it. Just not going to hurt it. Oh, hi, Saison and Crafts. I've been seeing your very nice messages and on my videos, and I really appreciate it. Do you have a YouTube channel and or an Etsy shop or something? I haven't had time to go over and check it out. Oops, I'm getting all this stuff all over the place. So, look how beautiful this is. It's so pretty. Can use this for so many things. What does YW mean? Did you mean to say yes? And if so, what's the name of your shop or your YouTube channel? Probably Saison and Crafts. Oh, you're welcome. See, I'm not I'm not computer savvy. Yes, thank you. So, all of these bits of lace, I'm going to have to do some work with them obviously and trim them up. But I'm thinking of putting this in my shop because how beautiful would this look? Let me see if I can get just use this was probably a bad example, but you can totally cover a book with this and it would be just beautiful. And that's on my radar. I'm going to be doing that. And there are a whole bunch of different patterns here. So there's one. And let's see what else we've got. So I didn't dare handle it too much until I washed it. YouTube and Instagram. What kind of crafts do you do? I'm going to be doing Instagram one of these days, but it's so hard to keep up with all the social media and still run your store and get orders done. And it's another piece. Look at how beautiful. Pretty flowers there. Saison and Crafts channel. Cool. Well, I'm flattered that you're coming over to my channel. Isn't that neat? So pretty. My goodness. This is like a big. And then so this one is just kind of plain. Hi, Elemental Designs. How are you? The craft world is very busy. I knew. Oh, thank you, Elemental Designs. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. If you all have Etsy stores or YouTube channels, please feel free to say so in the chat. I'm all about sharing and helping each other out. But this is just a plain piece. I don't even know if I would call this lace. Just some cotton fabric. I'm sure I'll find 101 uses for this. A huge piece of this in there. My goodness. Well, I'm not going to try to undo this while you all are waiting. That would be like watching water boil, but me see if I can pull out enough bigger pieces. There's more. This one's very elegant. Have a challenge going on right now? What kind of challenge? Sounds like fun. I always wish I could participate in those. This one's really pretty. I like the sheerness of it. So when I went in, obviously this was so dirty that, and once I got all that black mold in my face, I didn't want to really pick and choose. So I'll probably just go again and get some more just miscellaneous bags. Look how pretty. 2500 subby channel. What does that mean? You're challenging people to do something? Oh, it's driving me crazy that the camera is backwards. This one's real pretty. And it all smells good too. Ooh, look at this one. So pretty. What is this? It almost looks like a wedding dress on there. You reached 2,500 subscribers. Oh, that's awesome. Congratulations. I'm trying to reach that point. I've only been doing YouTube since like April, but I've had my shop for maybe 7 years. My shop does really well, but um, yeah, I just wanted to add another element. Oh, is that a peacock? Wait a minute. Let me turn it around the other way. It is. Oh, how beautiful. I'm so excited. You can't really, it's funny because when I'm just looking at it, I can't tell that it's a peacock, but when I look up at the camera, I can totally, don't you think? Or a dove? What do you guys think it is? Maybe a dove? Pretty. You think it's a turkey? It might be. I don't know. Yeah, you have Thanksgiving on your brain, I think. This one, I think I've already shown a piece of this one. Yeah. So anyway, this is my big pile. Anybody want to come over and untangle it for me? Saison, are you saying, oh, yeah, you think it's a turkey. But Elemental, you're agreeing you think it's a turkey? Don't burst my bubble. I want to believe that it's a peacock. Because what am I going to do with a turkey made out of lace? So anyway, um, I may untangle this, iron it out, and cut it into usable pieces and put it in my shop so that I can share it with all of you. So, but I don't know, that's on the to-do list, okay? You guys have your own shop, so you understand that there's a big to-do list. So let's see. Okay, one more thing I want to show you. Hang on. I'll just give you a sneak peek of one of the deluxe. I'm putting together another deluxe junk journal kit. The other one's almost sold out. I have one left. And this one is going to be, let's see, it's going to be based off of my digital kit, the Illustrated Handbook for Farm and Garden. It's an antique vintage seed catalog, and so everybody will get the printout of, well, we'll get the whole digital kit. It's a beautiful kit. It's just got pages and pages of just journal cards and cards, pages that you can write on and paste things to. It's got tags and file folders. It's a big kit. And so I wanted to do a deluxe kit based off of this because I want to make a garden journal. And so it motivates me when it's something that I want to do personally because I feel that if I put my love into it, then it's going to be a better kit if it's something that I really love. So I've been gathering some things. One of the things that you will probably get, now don't hold me to this, but I have this adorable little book of trees, and you'll probably get some book pages from this. Everything that I put in the kit, well, I shouldn't say everything, but almost everything is, what makes it deluxe is they're items that I have found at estate sales or antique shops, and I've usually paid a pretty penny for, um, or something that I can get in bulk and wholesale, and I can pass the savings on to you. But I try not to make the kit too expensive. But this book is gorgeous, and you'll probably get some pages from this book of Trees of North America. And I have some vintage cards, playing cards that you'll probably get some of these. Things that are flower and garden related. And we have some napkins. And then take that off because it shows you what I paid for these. Then I have a vintage farming ads from the Successful Farming magazine from 1912. And everybody will get some of these. So these are all farming related. Well, that one's not, but all of the articles are, and most of the ads. Okay. And then I also put together, I don't know how I'm going to do this because I don't have a whole bunch of these, but I have these vintage farmers almanacs. 1912. Yes, I try to buy things that are 1920 or older because that way I can also scan them in and continue to use them. I can't just use them. I don't have to just use them once. So I'm not sure how I'm going to use these because I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I only have 16 of these. But these are antique farmers almanacs from a variety of years starting in 1901. I have 1902, 1903. They kind of go right up to 1922. And but I see, here's my dilemma. I don't want to pull them apart. They're already together with the original little string on the top. So I haven't decided how I'm going to use these yet. If I'm going to be able to destroy them and pull them apart and just give you some of the pages, or if maybe the first 12 people that order get one of these as a bonus. I don't know how I'm going to do this yet. Still developing that idea. And then I've just got some um, scrapbook paper that I'll probably put in there as well. And that's kind of it so far. I'm still in the process of looking for stuff to put in this kit. Look what I found recently. This is really fun too. The old Stearns stamps. Isn't that fun? These are totally going into a junk journal. So, what else? Well, that's why, when I was putting together this kit, that's why I got this Edith Holden book because I thought, "Oh, great, I'll tear out pages from Edith Holden and everybody will get some Edith Holden pages." But now I found I can't tear apart this book. So you're not going to get them. Sorry. Oh, so yeah, that's all I had for you guys today. I just wanted to the primary reason that I came on was to answer your question about how I organize my junk journal supplies. If you're a scrapbooker or you make mini albums, watch my Use Your Scraps series because that will show how to organize those supplies. And that's really all I have today. So, Saison and Elemental, thank you so much. I'm going to go over and subscribe to your channels if I haven't already. And thanks for hopping on. And congratulations on the 2,500 subscribers. Thank you, Saison. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm going to sign off now. And thanks, guys. I'm sure we'll see each other again. Take care.